How is Die
I mean,
Hard?
not right. That one's a little bit more of a stretch, but you have Bruce Willis up there in the tower, but you do have the cop, the cop on the ground, who's like his only friend on the ground. So they're kind of like having a radio thing going back and forth. It's not the
Okay.
same thing,
Okay.
but in the sense that that is really his only ally.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Die Hard isn't really a buddy cop movie, but there is that a little bit, I think, like just a little bit.
Okay.
And then obviously, I mean, Beverly Hills Cop was just like, oh my god, it was basically just taking that one scene in 48 hours and making a whole movie out of it.
Yeah, I never ever thought of it that way.
I mean, I don't mean not literally, but
Yeah.
I mean, but it's definitely, I see those two movies and I think, wow, that's really, like, just giving them an opportunity to, like, for Eddie Murphy to completely cut loose for a whole movie.
So, so let's argue that point. So, might one say that whatever they did in 48 hours, I keep wanting to say another 48 hours for some reason. Whatever they did in 48 hours, might you say that they perfected in Beverly Hills Cop?
Okay, well,
That they took like the best part of one and kind of made a whole genre out of it in Beverly Hills Cop?
I'm not. All right, interesting. I've never actually. Weirdly enough, I'm not. This is actually one of those things. Oddly enough, I don't feel prepared at this time to say one is definitively better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
I think just because I haven't really I've never actually watched the two back to back before, and
Sure.
I think that I should do that before I say like Beverly Hills Cop improved upon its improved upon its inspiration, or I say like, well, 48 hours is the original, and it's just better. Like we wouldn't have Beverly Hills Cop without it. So I don't really feel I don't feel like I could say one way or the other, just yet.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop definitely has bits and scenes in it that I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, every scene with the chief of police in Detroit is absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And that style of chief of police definitely, I feel like every cop movie has taken from.
Yes.
Since then.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And also the scene in the art gallery with like the gay art dealer, played by the guy from Perfect Strangers, is also amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's also an incredibly funny scene. And there's a lot of
and you got Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold, I know. Judge Reinhold, yes. As the soft spoken, like sweet natured cop, yeah. Who was like really naive and starry eyed but meant well. Yeah.
Yep. And then kind of learned as the movie went on.
Yep.
And you've got the classic banana in the tailpipe, which I'll never forget.
The banana in the tailpipe. Yep.
Which I wonder how many people have tried that based on that movie.
I would venture to guess quite a few.
Yeah.
And that was while they were eating the dinner that he ordered for them, right?
Was it? Might have been, yeah.
The shrimp salad sandwich.
Mm.
Remember the shrimp salad sandwich?
And were they like? Was he under surveillance from them?
Yes, he was.
So he's kind of like
He was.
he's kind of like
'Cause
egging them on, showing them that he knows that they're watching him.
Mm-hmm.
So he orders some food.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a common thing
exactly.
that plays out in many
Yeah.
movies too now. The guy that's under
suppose, yes.
surveillance
Sure.
that orders you food to show you he's on to you.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sure that's true. I don't really recall any other movies off the top of my head that like had popped up in, but
Yeah, a lot of TV shows and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. No, that movie definitely. Yes, that you can see like that movie definitely has become a classic of its form and has like really influenced a lot of stuff. And of
what
course,
are we talking about?
most
like 85, 84?
Yeah, 84.
Okay.
And
so you're saying that 48 Hours came out 2 years before that, so 48 Hours was 8. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So, and that one definitely was more of a buddy cop movie, and that was more yeah.
So one thing. One major difference.
And it was also
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I thought you were going to say something. It's not like you were. I don't know what I was going to say.
One major difference.
Nick Nolte's character. That happening a lot. It's definitely can be a little more. It's definitely a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But there may be something a little bit authentic about it too.
Right.
And maybe like that it's like that we have to examine as to it's not pleasant to watch. I mean, and part of it is of course, racially charged. Mm-hmm. And the sight of that is deeply unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and there is, and so that is on the flip side. There's more than one scene in the film where a character kind of gets to take over.
Yeah.
And becomes the driving force in certain parts too. So conservative picture than Beverly Hills Cop, but it is those scenes I think were designed. I think that it paved the way for Beverly Hills Cop. But Beverly Hills Cop is a much more serious. Is it? And when I think of like the original, when I think of the like this, I have to go back to a movie like In the Heat of the Night.
Okay.
So that's really where that was like way before the buddy cop movie became a staple. Mm-hmm. That was really kind of like, for 48 kind of like, it's punchy, but it's also regressive. Its comedy is subtler, it's racism, while at the same time teaming and a white cop up to solve a murder together.
Mm-hmm.
Even won Best Picture.
Okay.
And it's a really so that movie In the Heat of the Night is really just a really incredible filmmaking. Yeah.
I was thinking of another actor. Maybe he plays a different role, or maybe I'm thinking a different movie. A bigger, it's kind of got a bigger face.
Um,
I'll have to look at the
from
cast.
when? From the 60s and
No,
70s?
well, I thought it was the same movie.
All right. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Interesting, but yeah. So Beverly Hills Cop is probably the film that I think I know a little better.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've just seen it more often. I think it plays more often. But but I've never really watched. I know what you're talking about the scenes of Nick Nolte repeatedly punching, and that's really, really uncomfortable. Even though I know I know his character is did feel a bit like in a racial sense, but I mean, I guess that was kind of the point because that does happen back then and today.
Also, I mean,
I think that just the level of discomfort I feel while watching it is that I can't tell whether it's just showing it for what it is.
Yeah.
And is that even normalizing it?
Right. Well, also, I mean, what was he convicted of?
Nick Nolte character is also the hero of the film, so he's the protagonist of the film. Aside from that, because we're sympathizing because of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to sympathize with someone doing something like that.
Don't remember. I mean, he committed multiple. Eddie Murphy's character. His character.
I feel like it was
I'm gonna
probably
have to
theft.
look this up.
I feel like it was probably.
I think multiple crimes, but they were violent crimes.
Yeah, I think it was
so
theft.
I
think it was theft, if I can remember correctly.
So let me take a look here. He was convicted of armed robbery. So that's what?
I didn't say anything.
What?
I didn't say anything. We're having some connection.
It says the summary says armed robbery.
Uh-huh.
So that's a violent crime, but it doesn't indicate that he hurt and harmed anybody. But nevertheless, his character in Beverly Hills Cop, his character gets slapped around too. But in that movie, it doesn't. Hello,
I'm here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, well, what's going on?
I think we are having connection issues.
Yeah. Sam.
Okay.
Sam, I can
what do
hear
we
you.
do? All right. What do you want to do?
I can hear you fine. I don't know what's going on.
Hi, I'm here too. What do you want to do? I think there are definitely connection issues.
Well, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Connection issues. What do you want to do at this point?
Let's hop off of YouTube.
Okay, but I'm all right. I'm having trouble hearing you. You're coming in choppy. All right, so I'll try this again.
Okay.